Hi, I'm Britt.
And my name is Alissa.
And this is SkeleTales.
And this is the podcast where we discuss shit. My phone just buzzed and I'm like...
Where we keep our shit tight and professional. What do we talk about?
Hey, this is a podcast where we talk about grandmas haunting us, I think, and paranormal and supernatural, ghost. I'm saying the same thing in different ways.
We tease about UFOs all the time, and we've never told one single UFO story.
Oh my God, there was a freaking really awesome article that I skimmed yesterday. I almost posted it and was like, in your face, Britt. In your face, Brittany. But I love you, and I didn't want to do that. Also, I was just being lazy, and I got distracted. That's what happens.
Oh no, I get it all the time. I once told Kendall, friend of the podcast, cat friend Kendall, that I think possums are disgusting and vile creatures. And now, anytime she sees one on the internet, no matter what, she sends it and she's like, Britt, it's so cute. I was like, ugh.
I'm allowed to torture you. I saw a dead possum on the road.
You can send me that picture. Then I could send it to Kendall and be like, thumbs up possum.
Oh, that's the kind of possum you like.
Exactly.
No, possums are great. Did you know, Britt?
I know.
No,
They're fine.
Miss, I'm not afraid of rabies.
I'm not.
Well, I guess possums aren't either. They can't carry rabies. Did you know this about them?
Yeah, I did, because their blood temperature is too low or something.
Yeah,
and they take care of, they take care of pests in your yard and stuff. I realize that possums are fine, and I really have changed my ways more, but she sent me a photo or a video of a baby possum eating a grape, and it is the most disgusting thing. I own rats for pets, and that shit was disgusting.
I kind of like...
baby possum eating a grape. Google it. It's
sounds
disgusting.
Adorable. I don't know.
No.
And you have rats. We had a trail cam set up, and there's a possum who like waddles around and has his little nightly routine. And one time he had little babies on his back. They carry their babies on their back.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
Do we talk about possums on this podcast, Britt?
This is a first. Okay,
I wasn't going to tag you in an article about possums. How did we get here?
Oh my God, now I'll never hear the end of it. Oh my God. Never hear the end of it.
Kendall, we'll tag team her. I was going to post you and tag you in an article about UFOs. And
UFO possums would be the ultimate.
They're
get
aliens.
Brit.
That's it. That's the punchline. They don't get rabies because they're actually extraterrestrial creatures. They are not of
from
this
world.
Planet.
Oh,
Exactly.
shit.
That's it. That was the article. Don't need to post that anymore. It was an article about the UFO, the like naval UFO. I'm not getting any of this right. UFO experiments. Someone who was like on the military experimental board presenting 3 different possibilities for UFOs. One, a foreign intelligence, society or whatever, or military, and they've leapfrogged our technology. And that would be a real shameful thing for the U.S. Unlikely. 2. It is our own military covert operation who just flew under the radar, metaphorically and
literally
and metaphorically. Again, unlikely is what they say. And then the
I
third,
likely, but okay.
That's what you thought? That's what your suspicions is?
Yeah, just government saucers. Okay,
Well,
third.
This fellow said unlikely. I don't know.
Okay.
And the third, I don't remember exactly what the third was, but I imagine it was like aliens.
And that's the winning one, and we don't know what it is. Oh shit!
They defy our physics. They defy our physics. We're really teasing at this. I'm an expert. You guys, just wait.
Now you have to fucking post the article.
That was my whole angle. I would give you just enough bad information for you to want to research it yourself. There you go. Done.
So besides this insane article, is there anything else you want to talk about tonight?
No, I don't think so.
I have one quick shout out.
Hell yeah.
Number one fan Katie, I have to say,
Oh.
these drinks are from Katie tonight. She went to our merch shop and she bought us each a drink, and we are having it tonight as we record.
Thank you, Katie.
Thank
Oh
you.
my God, it's delicious. I'm drinking a herbs cider ink. I don't even know what I'm drinking.
Cider.
Herbs cider. It's hard. It's double stroke. I think I just got tricked into reading a dirty label. Damn it, herb. It's dry and hard, and it's a double stroke cider. And it's from Trader Joe's. I frequent Trader Joe's. Still looking for that rogue psychic reading. Hasn't happened.
You know, we like to keep it classy here. I'm drinking a Cabernet Sauvignon from a box.
Oh, so
Boda box.
So delightful. What vintage is that, Britt? What year? 2018.
21 probably.
Boxed fresh last week.
Boxed fresh. I decanted it for the 5 minutes before I drank it.
Cut open
Here
that
we
box.
are.
Hey,
So
Katie.
thanks, Katie.
Delicious. Thank you so much. We got right into those drinks well before we started to hit record. So just full
That's
disclosure.
why we are diverging topics completely.
All right.
We'll mention our merch shop at the end of this, maybe. And then you guys can go buy us some more drinks. And it'll be a fun old time.
And a portion of this episode is brought to you by Katie's Drinks.
Sponsored by Katie's Drinks.
So, Brittany, what?
Oh, yeah, we're telling stories.
What are we
tonight.
talking about tonight?
I got some good old spooky dooky stories for us
Spooky,
tonight.
dooky stories.
So this one came from my Nextdoor source.
Hell yeah.
I talked to her on the phone, and she was amazing. But she wanted to remain anonymous. So in this story, we're going to call her Sally.
You did some work. You called somebody from the Nextdoor and got their message.
I'm
their
dedicated to a story. And honestly, if somebody calls us and says, I love to talk on the phone, I'll call you back.
Yeah, I'll be like, Britt will get right back to you on this. I love talking. You don't want to talk to me. I will talk to you for like 4 hours. That's
the problem.
Honestly, yes.
I get straight to the business. I'm like, good to meet you. Great. What's your story? Anyways, okay. So I hounded Sally for her story, and here it is. So in the early 2000s, she worked as a human service professional, which basically means that she was here in Texas helping families in transition get back on their feet. One of the things they had to help with this was this house that was sort of a day center. So it's a regular house, but it was a house where families could come and they could gather together and hang out, or they could make phone calls and check email and, play games and stuff. So it was just sort of a gathering center for families who are in transition. And Sally was the director here. So this particular day was Memorial Day, and the center was closed because nobody was even there anyway. So they closed, and there was an employee who we'll name Trish, who was working the day center that day. And her job basically that day was just to go every couple of hours and just make sure that nobody was trying to come in. And so around 5 p.m., Trish calls Sally, and she says, someone's in the house. And Sally's like, fuck. It's her Memorial Day, 5 p.m. She probably hasn't even had her barbecue yet. She's upset. She doesn't want to go up there. And then also she's just thinking like, oh, shit, there's a family in there. And she's just going to have to reprimand the family. Like, it's just a whole thing she is upset about. Well,
it sounds hard too, because they're probably they are families in need,
exactly.
Right? So they might be there because they need to do their laundry or make a phone call or something. So it's probably not the easiest job to be like,
it's not
I just get one day off. It's my holiday. Please. I'm sorry.
Not an easy position to be in. But
yes.
Trish, who's at the center, she tells Sally, she says, it's in the back bedroom. Somebody's in the back bedroom and they've locked the door and they will not let me in.
Oh. my brain goes bad places with those sorts of things.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So get this. Sally arrives at the center and before she even goes in the house, she goes to where the room's at and she looks and they have this it's a very small, narrow window at the top. It's not even like a normal window. And it's one of those small, narrow windows at the top and you have to crank it open. So it's not open. It does not look like somebody's broken through there. So she's a little confused how they even got in the first place. So Sally rolls up. She's pissed. She's like, fuck, I gotta get this family out of this house. She sees no break-in, looks like it happens. She pulls up. Trish says, I heard a kid laughing in there. And then Sally's like, fuck. So in her head, she's thinking a family came in, dropped their kids off in this room, locked them up. You're safe here. Don't worry. Peaced out to go have Memorial Day BBQ.
Oh, yeah. She's seen it all.
This girl's seen it.
Anything is possible.
Yes, for sure. So they make their way into the house. They make their way to the back bedroom. Sure enough, Sally tries the doorknob, locked. She knocks. You're not in trouble. Just open the door. This is totally fine. Everything's going to be okay. Open the door. Nothing. No noise. No opening the door. Nothing. Employee Trish, at this point, is visibly troubled. She is like, something is not right. And then Trish looks at Sally and says, can you feel that? And sure enough, it is cold. It's 65 degrees in the hallway. Now, Memorial Day is May.
Okay.
And we're in Texas. And I know you've never visited Texas in May.
No.
But it is godly hot. It is
already?
at minimum 90 degrees. At 5 p.m., yes. Yes. So Sally's like, I thought I told you to turn the AC off. And Trish says, the AC has been off all day. So, but Sally's not too bothered by it. She's a tough gal. She is not bothered by the cold, or what she's bothered by is that this door's not opening. So she goes into full director mode and she starts yelling at the person in the door. And she's like, if you don't open the door, we're going to have to call the fire department and then they're going to have to get in here and just break this door open. And, knowing that there's a kid in there, it's kind of maybe scaring them, open the door.
Yeah, their parents are probably like, if anyone knocks, you don't say a word. Silence.
Yes.
Silence.
So she's worked herself. She's upset. She's very upset. And so then she goes, and she's literally about to go over to the fire station, which she says is just down the road. And she touches the door.
They won't help her. They won't help her.
As we've assessed several times now, the fire department doesn't give a shit.
They don't.
Okay.
They might help her, maybe, but and no hate against fire department, but
we love you guys.
Yeah, please put out my fires.
But if it's not a fire, they're just
nope. Fires are the one thing they do. Okay, locked doors, smoke detectors, cats in trees. They might hose the shit out of your cat. But I think they just do that because they're bored and that's fun.
So she's about to go to the fire department. She touches the door handle one last time. She gives it a little jiggle. She doesn't turn the doorknob, but the doorknob turns on its own and is pulled open.
No.
And so then Sally goes in the room to be like, okay, you finally opened the door, you asshole. Nobody's in there. Nobody's in there.
Sally.
And so then she turns to tell Trish, what the hell, Trish? Trish is peaced out. She has left the house. She's like, fuck, no.
She saw that door, that handle turn. She's like, nope, yes. nope.
She noped out of there so fast. Did not even go back in the house. Refused to go in the house. So Sally didn't have too many other experiences in the house. That was the number one. So Trish had heard, first of all, she heard people in the back bedroom, which is how she knew that somebody was in there. She had heard the people. And then she goes back there, and of course it's locked. she calls Sally. And then in between the time that she had called Sally and Sally shows up, she had heard the kids laughing in there. So all of this had happened while she was in there. And then, yeah, so I would peace out too. I would have like run out of the house.
Yeah, because I think my thought, well, would I have run out of the house? I don't want to find any dead bodies. That's my biggest fear of walking in a locked door.
True.
Do you want me to tell you why that is my fear based on Mitch's experience?
I mean, now you have to tell me yes. Yes, do it.
If we have... So Mitch was he was in Australia when he was like 22 or something, and he was staying at a hostel, and he had been there for a few days or a couple days, and someone was always in one of the bathrooms. Like, you hostel, you share rooms, you share bathrooms, all that. And this one bathroom door, like, someone was just always in there. Every time we went to go use this bathroom, it was freaking locked. Yep. Until one day, I think he mentioned it to someone. He's like, what the hell? This door has been locked for like 2 or 3 days. Like, what the fuck? And finally, someone went and got a key and opened the door, and there was a fella in there who had like OD'd on something, dead on the toilet. And that's what only thing. Locked doors lead to dead bodies. That's my go-to.
That would haunt me for my life.
Yes. Yeah.
I would have to be like, nobody ever lock your bathroom door again.
I'm haunted by his story. All I need to do is hear a story to be haunted and traumatized by it. But like,
was he there when they opened the door?
Yeah, he was there when they opened the door and he saw the body.
No. Oh, yeah. Man.
And it had been a couple days. So. I even freaked out the other day when I went and tried to go into his room, and he was playing video games with his back up against the door, but he wasn't peeping, and I couldn't open the door, and he wasn't like speaking, and I was trying to push it, and I had a panic attack. I was like,
yes.
And I was like,
did you pass out in front of the door? What's happening?
It freaks me out. Oh God. Just a peek into Alyssa's neuroses there. Okay. Don't close doors.
So Sally says that she didn't have too many other experiences in this house, but she did say that fairly regularly she would be walking down that hallway and get just like a burst of cold air when the air conditioner wasn't on. Like, she's walking through a cold spot.
Yeah.
And she did say that there was one person at the day center that came to visit one time, and they said, something's here. Something's here in this house. And then they didn't elaborate much. I have another little quick story from Sally that I'm going to throw out just because I think it's pretty cool, and it's really short.
Yeah, I'd love to hear it.
So she, we're talking about all spooky things, and she said that she took a trip down to Spring, Texas for a baby shower. I've never been to Spring, Texas, but Texas is filled with these little towns, and they have a little courthouse in the middle, and it's like they're all very quaint, and they're all over Texas. So this is what I'm kind of visualizing. Okay. She goes to Spring, Texas, and she's our kind of gal, so she takes a ghost tour. And they're walking around downtown, and they're telling stories about the history of the town and different ghost stories. And then they turn this corner to this beautiful courtyard with just like blossoms and flowers and like big trees and bushes and stuff. And Sally goes, ugh. Oh my gosh, do you smell that? She's not talking to the ghost, or she's like talking to people on the tour. She's like, that's disgusting. Do you smell that? And no one smelled anything. She was the only one. So the ghost tour guide, he is very amused. He overhears her and he says, do you see that tree over there in this courtyard? And she's like, well, yes. And he goes, that is the hanging tree. Apparently, years and years back, there was a villainous mayor. I'm going to say 1800s because that feels like the right era for this.
Yeah.
This villainous mayor, or maybe he was a sheriff, I don't remember. But he was the type where if you do a minor offense,
string him up.
Were going too fast on your horse, string him up. Oh, you stole a candy bar. He would just hang,
ooh.
snapping my fingers. But the most disturbing part is all these people, minor disturbances, hung in the tree, and he refused to let people cut them down. So they would hang there for weeks, rotting, and the stench would permeate the courtyard.
Oh,
and she
Sally.
totally had a ghost smell experience.
Oh, my
from
Lord. Oh, Sally.
And she was the only one that smelled. Everyone else was like, there are blossoms. This is a beautiful courtyard. What the hell are you talking about? But she, like, that history stuck and she smelled it.
Oh, that is so interesting. I love that. And then I'm wondering, do I have that? Is that phantom smells? Like,
when you went into your Airbnb and you were like, ooh, it's too much.
No, it's just
something was there.
Mop and glow. But like phantom smells, when you smell those, maybe they are not of our time. Right?
The blue raspberry snow cone that you smelled is maybe a ghost.
Maybe a blue raspberry ghost. Booberry.
Bidding.
We have a drum set here. I wish I knew how to do that. If Odin was here, he would do the pa-ching ching. Nope.
It's so good.
But Mitch too, with his the Mitch the Peanut Man, with his floral ball of smell that he could smell. The ghost, his ghost had a smell.
Yes, the perfume smell. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, it is real.
Sally, I'm my sympathies though. I don't need to be smelling a tree full of dead bodies. That sounds terrible.
And I'm thinking of the Hawaii military episode we did. Your friend who,
the rotting meat smell.
Rotting meat, rotting flesh smell.
Oh God, I forgot. I blocked that out. Damn it. Now you brought it right back. I totally, no, this is the awfulest. I don't want smelly ghosts. Deal breaker. No more. Don't want to see a ghost. No
ghosts
smells.
will only come to you by smell. That's probably
what is my curse. I'm cursed.
They're like, we're here, Alissa, to haunt you, but you smell so bad.
Spring, Texas. That's the name of the place? This mayor sounds
Texas.
like the fucking worst. He sounds like something
the worst,
like that ghosts would haunt. Like, ooh, I feel like he was like haunted into his old age.
And I mean,
or something.
I just feel for the people living of that time where like, oh, we have to go in town for flour.
Yeah,
maybe he's gonna hang us. Like,
dude,
you just never know.
The shit that's like normal, right? You get used to anything. Apparently, even that's awful. I hated that story, but it was a very good story. But I hated it, but I loved it. I hated it.
And that's why we are here.
Sally's day center story is also, I wonder who that is. I wonder if it's a family that was helped or maybe not helped, or
I think it was a kid. I think it was a kid moving around. Trish is like, somebody's in there. They're moving around. And then the kid's laughing. It's just a kid fucking around with
my
with
kid's
them.
favorite thing to do is to lock the stupid door.
It is a freaking 9-year-old child just like messing around with the grown-up humans.
Okay, so speaking of children, I have a story about a child.
Ooh, lovely segue. Yes. I love it.
So I have to keep things anonymous. Swear to God, again, I will own it if I steal a story like the one I will be telling after this one. Not mine, but this one I was requested to keep anonymous. Our current house has something dark and sinister here over the years. The only one who sees it is Mikayla, my youngest. She saw shadow people and spirits with clear faces in detailed dreams about deceased loved ones. I've hired people that do energy clearing for land and property and really believe it helps. Had to do that about every 3 years since we moved in. I never tell people this because it sounds crazy, but Mikayla tells me they're back. And I just had it cleared again last week. So it's a recurring thing.
Wow. Wait, did she say how she gets it cleared? What did she say?
She found her energy clearing person through a friend, and she does numerology readings and feng shui consultations as her business. She has contacts all over, including energy clearing folks. I hired a gal she recommended and had a good experience with. She retired and referred me to this person, who I shall not name. because it will give away too much information.
Oh, okay.
But I might email her myself. Just for tips. How do you not make your lungs bleed when clearing a home?
Why am I dying every time I burn sage?
Yeah. Am I possessed? Hypothetically speaking, if every time you clear a house, you start bleeding out of your orifices, what is that? I mean, if that happened, maybe to a friend of mine, does that mean anything? What's your take on that? Possessed? Nah. Oh God. All right. Whew. So I think I had asked like who lived here. No one had died in the house that she knew of, and this and that. And so to her knowledge, nothing, evil or nefarious had ever occurred in this house. And she said the last time she had it cleared before this past week was about 2 to 3 years ago when Mikayla was in tears almost every day. She says, I burned sage and it did nothing.
Uh-huh.
I hired Fiona. I have to make up another name.
Oh.
So I was
I like that. I like that as that's a cleanser's.
Yeah, that's a cleanser's name.
That's perfect name. I'm envisioning her now.
Okay. I hired Fiona. That's the first person I worked with, and she fit me in as a favor. She said, I don't know when I'll be able to get to this, and I will email you when the clearing is over. I paid her and forgot about it. Over a week went by, and one night, my dog was going nuts. Oh, God, another name. Hold on. It's a dog's name.
Rufus.
It's a female dog.
Roberta.
Her dog, Roberta, is the most mellow dog. Typical. Fucking A. I promised her I would really keep this anonymous. Name? It's a breed of dog.
Oh my God.
Brittany it's like Spaniel. A Mad Lib. Give me a breed.
Spaniel.
Okay, she typical spaniel. She sleeps all day. She's super chill, and she was barking at something behind me, hackles up and growling. It's the only time I've seen her do something like that, and we've had her 5.4 years. I read that backwards. 4.5 years. I kept looking behind me, and there was nothing. She wouldn't stop, and I wondered, is Fiona clearing the house right now? In the morning, the house was ice cold. Turns out the furnace broke overnight. Then we realized the hot water heater was also not working.
Ugh, hate that.
What are the odds of that happening?
Wait. Sorry. Pause a moment.
Okay.
Boop. Is this person clearing the house not actually going into the house? They're just like at their house and they're like, oh, time to put some energy towards, remote
Mikayla's clearing, remote learning, remote clearing.
I might need a new profession.
You're going to do this? You don't have to leave the house. You just clear house.
Social distanced.
Yeah.
I mean, I can meditate for a little bit, put some energy towards cleaning a house.
I would love to get a clear because I don't know shit about this. I
mean, like maybe you can mail them a crystal and some St. Christopher's. Put a little
You're right. We do know some
energy out there.
We do know some about this. As many St. Christophers as we can find. Some crystals, a crystal charger.
39 St. Christophers. Okay, continue. I'm so sorry. Unpause.
Okay. So, yes, it is a remote clearing is what is apparently happening because Fiona was busy. She could squeeze her into her schedule. It had to be remote, though. So they wake up in the morning. Their heater's not working. And their hot water heater is not working. I woke up Mikayla, that's her daughter, just to remind you, and told her when she gets out of bed, she'll be cold because the furnace broke. She was half asleep, eyes closed, hair in her face, and she said, "Oh no, that stresses me out." I asked her why, and she said, "Because we made them mad and they broke our house, but they're gone now." So, and then the friend who's telling me this says, "What the fuck?" She didn't even know I arranged the clearing. She had no idea. Sure enough, Fiona contacted me that day and said she was indeed clearing the house at the exact time Roberta was freaking out. She said they didn't want to go because they can interact with Mikayla.
Oh.
And apparently one of my dogs consented as well.
Roberta.
I also believe Mikayla has certain abilities, and she is the opposite of an attention seeker. She's also had dreams where she conversed with deceased loved ones, including my brother and my husband's mom's twin sister. She knew things about them that we've never told her, and she'd have no other way of knowing.
I love this so much. I love a good kid haunting. I love it.
I mean, there's just no, like, they're not contaminated with all other information.
They're not telling you because they're like, oh, ghost story. Like, it's pure.
She said she saw Papa Fred's kids. We've never told her that my husband's stepdad was married previously and had 2 disabled children that didn't live very long.
And she's seeing them?
She's seeing them. They're the ones.
Stepdad's kids?
Yes.
Whoa.
She described them in detail. So the fact that they were disabled, apparently she's describing like disabled children to them. This sounds like it may have been before she was 9 even. She was just smaller, but I don't know. I've never had such experiences, and I try to have an open mind when she's sharing this with me. Just because I haven't experienced it doesn't mean it's not real. Hell yeah.
Oh, it's so good. I love it. I love it. I love it. I want to meet these kids. We almost could start like a Mickey Mouse club, but not SkeleTales club.
A SkeleTales club.
Yes.
Oh my God.
For these like 9 to 10-year-olds who have like been tormented their whole life, or also hung out with abuela. Like it is this like tricky balance of like, if you have this gift, you can see your family members and like loved ones, but then also you're tormented by like the spirits you also don't want to see that are like breaking your furnace and shit.
Yes. How do you keep the bad ones out and the good ones in? And maybe even the bad ones are just scary and foreign, and so maybe they're not all bad, but ones that get mad and break your shit, no. You're not welcome.
Yeah.
So membership to the SkeleTales Kids Club of clairvoyant children. What are we called? What are we calling them? What are they?
Clairvoyant children gifted. No, wait, no, those are just
children with exceptional abilities, parent-like abilities, or
this is like the X-Men.
Yes.
So we're gonna buy a mansion and
bring them with us. I was thinking we could just like, send them out some little care packages again. Crystals.
Oh, sure. Oh, crystals.
Smudge sticks.
Crystal chargers.
Ouija board.
St. Anthony's.
St. Anthony's. Yeah. Or St. Christopher's. Sure. Throw in some St. Anthony's. No, we can, all of them. One of each.
The saints.
One of each.
Just give all the saints. Say yes for sure some sage. I have heard rosemary works
perhaps
too.
some sans candles for kids.
Sans candles for kids.
You're
holding yours up right now. Yeah. Love
I
it.
always keep it within arm's reach. You don't? Sans candles for kids. But yeah, like a remote clearing. Wake up to broken shit, which you don't even know the remote clearing is happening. The dog's
If anything,
out.
I would be pissed with the person who's clearing the house. I'd be like, come on, man. You didn't do it fast enough, and now my shit's broken.
Yeah, they're getting out of hand. But then to have her wake up and just, oh, God.
And then it's cleared.
We made him mad, but now they're gone.
I get a little giggle out of the clearing. What do we need? Fiona.
I have goosebumps.
How she's like, I'm really busy. I'll get to it eventually.
Well, she does say
Like-
this was the one she used last time, so I think she may have had the same impression. Hence, she went on to a new person
yes.
here.
Like, what are you busy? Are you just like sitting thinking about houses all day? Like,
Clearing. There's spirits, demons all over need to be cleared. Clear.
that's true.
Clear. Be gone. Be gone. Banished. Beyond. All over the place. Whew, whew. So is she doing them on the car ride into
Or
another?
maybe she just had
clearing?
like a dentist appointment and a grocery trip, and she's like, I got shit I have to do.
I mean,
Your
maybe
clearing has to come later.
clearing a house is just one of a list, a menu of services she provides. Who knows? You got your exorcisms.
Oh, true.
You got your seances. You got your clearings. You got your.
You can do a lot of things remotely, apparently. Yeah.
I mean, it does sound like we've lived a whole year of life remotely. Anything is possible. We
Why
can
not?
host a
Why not?
podcast remotely.
Oh,
but
man.
No,
that was good. Do you think we could get like some updates with that?
Yeah, maybe, but I almost don't want any updates because it does not sound like
true.
it's a pleasant experience for her. Although we begged
true.
abuelita visiting little fella. That sounded sweet and nice, and she knew, her grandmother.
Eating her ice cream.
Although Mikayla did have some visits from relatives, so if there is something like that and heartwarming, but I don't know if there's a trade-off. Would you receive these powers if you could talk to your deceased relatives, but the trade-off is that you are haunted and tormented by demons and stranger ghosts all the time?
That's really, you're right. That is a tricky bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cause like, yes, at the first I would be like, absolutely. Yes. I have deceased relatives I want to talk to right now.
Mm-hmm.
But then I also, it would be a nightmare to also have other people it would be like somebody in a restaurant interrupting your conversation at a table and be like, excuse me, can I, your salt over there, whatever. I'm like, get out of here.
I think that is the sunniest side of things is just a real, honestly, that would drive me insane.
It would be somebody who'd be like, give me your drink.
Yeah, but
I'm
someone
haunting you.
Scary. Maybe you get to, at first they'd be scary and then you get used to them and then they're just annoying, like somebody just following you around. Won't leave you alone. I don't know. It sounds like, at least from these children's perspectives, that it's unwelcome. It's not a worthwhile trade-off in their mind.
I know. Especially since these are all relatives they don't even fucking know.
Yeah,
there's like, these people died before I even knew them.
But they
don't even have the choice.
Yeah, but they don't seem to mind the relatives. It's the strangers. Stranger danger, man. Stranger danger.
Ooh, I have a fantastic segue.
Okay, go.
Into this.
Okay.
It's mid-story of this, but there are little children, and a little spoiler alert. They don't know how to explain ghosts, so they say Halloween is here.
Oh, okay. Oh my God. All right.
Are you ready?
I am. I just want to say thank you to this anonymous source for sharing your tale. She had a couple more. I am going to try to rendezvous.
Thank you, Mikayla's mom. This story comes from Areli, and she is, again, in Texas, in my hood.
Areli? Is that
Areli? Areli, right?
Areli. 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 Areli.
Yeah.
It's probably.
Say it.
I don't want to make any assumptions.
I mean, I love a good rolled R.
Areli. Areli.
That sounds beautiful. Areli.
Areli.
She says she's gonna write me after this and be like,
it's Areli. Areli.
Knowing how people pronounce things in Austin, it probably is Areli. No, we'll go with
Areli.
Areli.
I like it.
So, maybe I should preface also beforehand. I had asked people in my hood what spooky shit they had. Here it is.
The Nextdoor challenge. Not too late. If you have it, do it. It's ongoing.
It's ongoing.
Anytime.
There's no deadline.
Nope. Every few years, you get a new crop of neighbors. Again.
Again. I've personally experienced some things that have happened when we lived in a duplex by Rutland. So only people in Austin will know about that.
Okay.
So I'm just going to say that. Next to what used to be a Valero. Do they have Valeros out there?
It's a gas station, right?
Yeah. Okay. Our downstairs living room, kitchen, and dining was all tile. And you could be standing anywhere and at a random time hear a marble bouncing toward you, tick, 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 and would stop at your feet. Sometimes it would be one, or sometimes several at any given time. Random marbles dropping. She says, my brother was around 4 years old, and I'd also babysit my 1 and 3-year-old nephews at the time. And the kids would sense weird things were about to happen, and they'd start pointing at nothing in the room and start crying, Halloween is here! I'm assuming the only way to describe what they were seeing was to say Halloween because they were so young and couldn't even explain it any other way.
Oh my God. That's a great explanation. That's so creepy. Oh, those poor
Creepy.
children.
Something creepy as fuck is here.
Wait. I'm sorry.
Halloween
Were
is here.
there actual marbles dropping or just the sound of marbles?
Well, she says that it would be one or a bunch. So I'm saying physical marbles would appear.
Okay.
Again, she said they would bounce towards you. Like, it was very specific that
Okay.
you would be standing there and then out of nowhere, tick, 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 it would bounce towards you. And it would be sometimes one, sometimes a bunch.
Okay. Bizarre.
Marbles. Very
It's the
bizarre.
vortex.
One time in December, and before the weird things started happening, my brother ran out of the house barefoot with no jacket and freaked out, refusing to come inside. That one she doesn't really explain. He was just freaked out about the house, I guess.
Something happened.
Maybe the marbles.
Halloween. Between marbles and Halloween, I'm going to go with Halloween. Halloween happened.
I'll
With
run out of
marbles.
that house.
Okay.
I spent many times sitting outside Valero eating snacks with my nephews and siblings when they both refused to go back into the duplex. My older brother's girlfriend jokingly made a comment in the house around Christmas time. She said, oh, wait, I think I read this wrong. Sorry. My older brother's girlfriend jokingly made a comment about the Christmas tree falling over if there's really something happening there. And then the Christmas tree fell over. She freaking flipped out.
See, that's one of those things that you ask for, and then it happens, and then you probably try to rationalize it and be like, well, like, I don't,
Maybe it was the cat.
maybe I had not screwed in those little screws at the bottom of the Christmas tree tight enough.
Oh, no.
No, that's a
I was
sign.
haunted as fuck. She says sometimes the dishes would fall and break.
What?
And she goes, but that wasn't too scary. She said our connecting neighbor had also had some crazy stories. She had a newborn baby girl who was sleeping in her crib, and she came upstairs to check on the new little baby. And the baby was underneath the crib.
No, baby, stay in the crib. You
There
can't
was
get up and
no
move.
one else in the house. No one else in the
Newborns
house.
can't just get out of a crib by themselves. That doesn't happen.
Why is the baby under the crib?
I don't know.
And this neighbor would also hear things all the time, too.
So my theory was like, oh, maybe there's a duplex. Once you mentioned duplex,
Mm-hmm.
there's like some kids on the other side of the duplex are fucking with the people, popping. They found a little hole in the vent or something. They're throwing marbles
Popping marbles through.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Or like maybe somebody, like some long time ago, a kid stashed his bag of marbles and then there's a hole in the bag and then maybe it keeps dropping. But how do you explain the Christmas tree?
Yeah, no, I can't. Because I was like, maybe they're eavesdropping, right? So when there's like, no, they can't just make it fall
can't
over.
do it.
No. Okay. And there's a baby. It's a friggin' newborn baby.
Oh my God.
They
the
can't do
baby.
anything. They can't even lift their head. They're useless.
She says so many crazy things happened that my mom would pray with my little brother so that he could fall asleep. And one night while upstairs, he had a major freak out, crying and screaming. And he's just like, Halloween! Halloween is here.
No, stop. It's so sad. It's so scary. How is that one word? It brings so many like images to my brain. It could be anything.
Terror. Halloween. I know. So then after that, they packed a bag and then they left. My mom was the only one who went back to pack up our home, and then we moved out of there. Later on, we found out that years before, a man had been shot dead by the front door. There was a group of men gambling outside, and they ended up arguing, and the man ran inside but didn't make it in his home before being shot.
Oh.
He said, we also had someone get stabbed outside our home while living there. It is definitely a crazy area to have lived in as a teenager growing up.
Oh,
Freaking deed. That was so good. So good.
Now my visions of Halloween have completely changed. Oh, is it just some dude like bleeding out of his face standing in the corner? Those poor children.
So many things. Or just a figure standing with a white sheet over their head. Halloween.
No, that's not it. That is.
I mean,
no,
you're right. Somebody bleeding out of their orifices.
Yeah, or like, I mean, I was
creepy.
picturing some sort of like creepy, like jack-o'-lantern rotting face falling apart, decaying sort of thing. Like something that's terrifying.
I guess when I hear that, I think ghost, like the place is haunted. Oh my God, what if? Okay, so this guy is shot. Going into his home, he's shot outside the door. What if these little children are seeing like the guy in the little kid in The Sixth Sense, where they're just like, they have the hole blown in their head, or the little girl who was poisoned and she's like I mean, no spoiler alert. Sixth Sense.
Spoiler alert. Oh God, you just ruined that movie for one person who's not seen it.
But, maybe they were seeing, like, these victims of these, like, horrible crimes.
Yeah. Halloween's just scary. Like,
it is just scary. They're just scared. Oh, blessed babies.
The fact that there actually is, like, a death tied with that house, too, is...
Yeah.
Was he gambling on a game of marbles?
Oh, shit!
Ooh.
Because it's 1954.
Who knows? There was no date. I'm sure it was like 1923. Marbles. A rowdy game of marbles out there. Got out of hand. I have one more. And I found this one on Facebook, on some haunty Facebook page, okay? And it says, I've recently been hooked on learning about NDEs. Hey, same Z, anonymous person from Facebook.
Welcome.
And glimpses of the afterlife from those who are in hospice care. My dad recently passed on, so maybe this is why. That's reasonable. Anyway, my mom used to work in a nursing home as a special care aide, and last night I asked her if she had any stories she could share, and she went very quiet, and her demeanor completely changed from bubbly and smiley to serious and quiet.
Yes.
I told her she didn't have to share, and I just explained why I was curious. And she said there's only one experience she's willing to talk about, as the other few she had scared her too much to want to talk about them. She was working on the palliative care wing and had sat with this one particular woman into the night so she wouldn't be alone when she passed. Mom said this woman was very social when she was still able, and loved to walk around to other residents' rooms and have little visits. You always knew she was coming because she walked with a cane and it made little taps on the hard floor as she walked around. The night she was passing away, Mom said she seemed sad to go and said she would miss visiting with everyone. Mom didn't know what to say but tried to reassure her there would be lots of people to visit where she was going. A few days after she passed, the room had been thoroughly cleaned and a new resident was moving in. Mom said he was quiet and kept to himself as he adjusted to his new surroundings. That night, he kept calling the care aides to his room because he thought there was a woman in the bathroom. The bathroom, if they're going to be somewhere, that's where they're going to be.
Yeah.
He kept insisting he could see her looking out at him. My mom did her best to reassure him that he was alone and that it was okay to go to sleep. He eventually did. A few nights later, she's on that wing again, and the same thing happens. He keeps calling the aides to his room to get that woman out of his bathroom. This time, Mom sat with him until he settled. She shivered as she told me she'll never forget what he told her next. He said he wished whoever that woman was, that she would stay out of his room because that damn tapping cane of hers was keeping him awake.
No! Oh my God, that's so good. That's so good.
I love that.
Yes.
This one has a little bit of a vibes of like scary stories to tell in the dark. It might be made up.
And you know what? I'm here for it.
But I love it. And now when I was just reading this and thinking about the bathroom, the kitchen, is there somehow water? Is water maybe having to play with these like
with the bathroom?
Ghost sightings? Water is like the foundation of life, right? Like, could it be also the foundation of life? Oh, that would mean they're probably coming through the toilet though, right? Yeah, because that's the only water in there.
Oh.
Like Lady of the Loo.
Oh, that's so good. Oh, I'm so glad you told that story. That's fantastic.
I know. I want to hear like more. You know, I also have nurses in my family. I have several nurses in my family.
Yeah.
I'm going to hit them up.
Hey, Alissa.
Yeah, Britt.
If somebody has a story that they want to hear on the podcast, how do they do that?
Oh, well, Britt, they could just email us at SkeleTalesPodcast@gmail.com. You know what? It's been a little bit of a drought in that old Gmail account. We've been getting messages other way, but have we gotten a message in
We
there?
get a lot of spam.
We get some spam.
Tons of spam.
That dude from, I don't even want to plug his comic book. Have you seen those that come in? I'm like, where, why, how? No, thank you.
As mentioned before, I will have a conversation with you on the phone. Here it is. Phone number 302-689-DEAD. 302-689-3323.
Or you can go follow us on our socials, and we can be found on Instagram at SkeleTales Podcast. We're on Twitter at SkeleTales Pod. We are on Facebook at SkeleTales. Just SkeleTales on Facebook, or
SkeleTales community is where, that's our group, baby. We have stuff happening all the time.
Oh yeah. You know
hilarious. What? I'm constantly going on there and laughing. Earlier we mentioned something about our merch shop.
Oh, it's drinks.
Buying drinks. Yeah, you can do that.
Hey, if anyone out there actually reads the episode descriptions, let me know. Except for Britt.
Oh my God. If you are not reading the episode descriptions that Alissa writes, you are missing out. It is solid gold. Solid fucking gold. She throws in nuggets. She'll throw in nuggets for me, where she's like,
because I think you're the only one reading it. But if no one else is reading it, you would save me like at least minimum 20 minutes every Tuesday night. I could be like sleeping.
Were you about to pour a kid's seance candle into your drink?
No, I was gonna cheers my seance candle because I looked like you were cheersing. I don't know, but I.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Cheers. And if it was on fire, my hair would be on fire. Hey, Britt.
Alissa, this was really fun.
It's always so fun. We needed it today. I needed it today. I needed some SkeleTales in my life today. We need it as much as you listeners need it or tolerate it.
For sure. This is our time to socialize 1 day a week.
1 day a week. Hey, Britt.
Yeah?
Haunt you later?
Haunt y'all later.
Good night.